Hello guys, welcome. This is going to be HRL Season 5, Round 4, Mount Guerco GP. Moto 1 right here. We got Luke 7, Bromaniac on the front row. We've got Papa Slaunch and Real Deal in the second row. Third row, going to have Fireball and Camby. Fourth row, we're going to have Detail and Vulcan. I was going to say Fireball, no cheese this week. No mom action. Next row, we're going to have Elite 9th and Hunter 10th. 11th Justice, 12th Ricardo with the green action. Switching it up a little bit. 13th, we're going to have Sector. 14th, we're going to have Puma. Let's get ready, watch the lights, then we're going to go green for this very, very interesting moto. You'll see why when we get into it. And we're green. A lot of people going all over the place in the start. You tend to see some of the back drivers, try to get a little jump on each other. Get as many early positions as possible. We have a 4 wide practically in the back. A lot of 2 wides so far. Everyone keeping it pretty even. Whoa, Detail almost spinning out. And we have like 4 or 5-way battles going on the Bonner Cheese corner. Or the Banger Cheese, sorry. My bad. Same thing. Going through the first chicane, looks like Roman's going to come out of it with the lead. Real Deal 2nd, Luke 3rd, Slaunch 4th, and Camby 5th. That's going to be your top 5 going out of the first chicane. Starting to single out a little bit. It seems that through the heats, through the semis, same in the motos, that first chicane is around when everybody gets a little more singled out, but there will definitely be a lot of 2 wide battles in these first 2-3 minutes or so. That's when you see most of the position switching. Speaking of which, it looks like we have Detail overtaking a driver right there, and we have Camby as well in a battle with Fireball. Should be a close one. We're gonna get on the action here. Fireball has the inside. Looks like he should be able to pull off a clean pass, and he does. Camby actually did a nice job trying to fight back, but I think Fireball's going to have that one. Top 4 is pretty close. Then you have Fireball. He's going to definitely be trying to make some gains after that. He had a rough, lot of crap went wrong for him in the semi, if I recall correctly. I think just some lag cheese, maybe a flip in there as well. Yeah, definitely a big flip on the final corkscrew. So, not the greatest semi for Fireball, and this is just showing how much that can affect how important the semi really is. It doesn't seem as important of a warm-up race because it doesn't have the one bonus point that the heat race does, but it's really just as important because you see Fireball right here in 5th. I mean, if that flip didn't happen, if he wins the semi, he's in 1st. Maybe he has a huge gap at this moment. It could be a completely different race for him. But because of all that cheese, it's entirely the opposite. He's in 5th, looking forward instead of looking back to see who's chasing him. Whoa, close contact right there. Everybody in these top 4 are pretty even gaps so far, firm handshakes. I don't know why I wanted to say that, just felt like it fit. Fireball, you can tell, definitely making gains. Getting pretty close to 4th place at this point. Oh, Slaunch's going to go over, almost. Saves it from going over, but definitely going to crash out there, and that's going to give Fireball a huge position to get into 4th place. Ooh, nice battle right there with Hunter. Hunter's going to spin out. Very treacherous, that final corner. When you spin on it, you got to be careful. It's one of the easiest corners to flip on. You want to have the spin out, though. Like Hunter spinning out there obviously sucks. Whoa, Real Deal with the 2-wheel. And is he going to lose a position? Looking pretty close, and it looks like it. It looks like he's going to lose 2nd place to Luke. Oh, a little 2-wheel pop right there. Might go right back. A lot of pull action. Always 2 wheels on this track. Plenty of 2 wheels, always. With these little mistakes here, Roman's going to increase that gap, and Fireball's also going to shorten his gap. He's going to get a lot closer to these top 3 guys. The thing I'd be watching out for Fireball is to see if he flips, because obviously that was an issue for him in the semi. Nice gaps for these guys, though. We're seeing pretty competitive racing so far. Obviously, we've been mostly watching the top 5, but we'll definitely get some more outside the top 5, maybe just top 10 action later in the moto. Luke and Real Deal really close right there for 2nd place. And we're definitely, we're definitely getting to that point in the moto. I mean, we've got to be getting close to the halfway point right about now. So some of these moves are going to have to be made quickly if they want to have a chance of catching up and going for that Moto win. Because obviously, we've had leagues in the past. Adrenaline would have races that would literally last 30 to 40 minutes. ORL would have like 20-minute long races, and those races are very, very long, and they definitely benefit the fastest driver. I mean, you could finally make your way into second place 10 minutes through the moto and have enough time, if you're that fast, to just track down the lead guy, take the lead, and take the win with those races. But with the 2 moto format and the shorter races, it's a little bit different. It's more of a sprint, and you really got to make your moves quickly. You have to make them efficiently, and you cannot waste any time at all in this format. It is an interesting format, though, because the thing I like the most about it is that it gives drivers a chance to, start where they should start, because there's qualifying, there's heats, there's semis. If you're really the fastest, you should be starting up towards the front with all those chances, all those warm-up chances. Real Deal making a lot of mistakes right there, and that's going to cost Fireball. Gets stuck on the pole. He's going to lose a lot of his gap to Luke now, and it's getting pretty close. I think Luke's probably going to make a move here on Real Deal, and there it is, lots of speed. And I think Real Deal, after all those mistakes, he's just going to let him go by, because he knows that his best chance of competing for a win here is probably to just follow him all the way to the lead, if possible. Now we have a close top 5 battle between Detail, Slaunch, and Fireball as well. Yeah, what I was talking about before, I think I like the 2-moto format better, because you have to hold onto your lead from the front, and you have to fight your way from the back in order to win an overall. Oh, a little pole cheese, that's going to affect Detail harshly. Not sure if he's going to be able to get back into that top 5 battle after that. But yeah, I think it's a lot different. Some drivers benefit super hard from having just a 20-minute one, because they're going to start up front, they're going to get to the front fast, and that's going to be it for them. But then you'll see some drivers that would excel in that. They don't do as good in the 2-moto format, because they're not as used to having to fight their way through the pack entirely, and they make a lot more mistakes trying to fight their way through the pack, and it's just not, it doesn't go as well for them. Looks like we're watching battle for 4th right now. Yeah, I definitely think, I don't think we'll ever go back to one race, 20 minutes. I think we're just going to stick with 2-moto. I like 2-moto a lot more, just personal opinion. Obviously there's pros and cons to both, but I just think 2-moto is the most interesting. Although I wouldn't be opposed to, I wish, Blades and Rebel didn't get cheesed, because I wouldn't be opposed to doing a Power Hour type event every single season, during the off season when there's all that time. I wouldn't be opposed to doing a singular event that's a super long endurance race, just having that every once in a while. Don't need it every week, but it's good every once in a while. Getting close. I think we just hit the 3-minute to go mark, so this race is definitely closing down, and you're going to see a lot of these battles start to heat up, because there's not that much time left, and especially on Guerco, you got to make your moves fast, and you got to make them aggressively. You can't just stick behind people. You got to get around people, and you got to get going, because it shows a lot with the faster drivers on this track when they're stuck behind someone versus when they pass them. Like how quickly they're able to extend that gap back to where it should be. It's actually ridiculous. Definitely a huge skill gap on this track, and that was shown in qualifying too. Qualifying had a very big range of different times. And you see, it looks like this strategy here for Real Deal is working out for him. He hasn't really lost Luke by too much. He's still in a workable range, but they're both catching Roman quite a bit and definitely shortening that gap. So I think the strategy so far is working out. The question is, are they even going to have a chance to go for that lead? Because Roman already has such a lead, it's kind of ridiculous. They have to make no mistakes, and on top of that, they have to be running their absolute fastest lap times, lap after lap, all the way to the very last lap, and then they have to make the move. That's quite a bit of work. So definitely possible. We've seen it happen in the past. I mean, if Roman makes one mistake here, that could be it. That could be completely it for him. They're in that range where if he like spins out, they could completely catch up, maybe even pass him. 1 minute left, you just saw on the screen, so not much time remaining in this race. Means that we're getting to the final moments, and wow, I'm surprised. Something must have happened in these last couple laps. Real deal, that gap, like Luke's really close to Roman now, and Real Deal's lost Luke by a little bit, so you know Real Deal is going to be trying to run these corners as aggressively as possible, try to get that back, because he can tell that, you know, if he can get up to that lead spot, he might have a chance of just stealing this win from third. Sometimes third is the best position to be in when there's like a three-way battle for the lead. Sometimes it is. Most unexpected position to make a move, and if you make it at the right time, you could easily just come out with the best advantage. And things are really tightening up in this top three with not that much time left. I think we're hitting 3 laps to go. Yeah, 3 laps to go right here. Real Deal making some gains, and this gap between first and second has just closed and closed and closed, and you can tell it's definitely a lot closer. But the question is, you know, 3 laps to go, is that enough time? Not gonna be sure on that one. I think it might be enough time for Luke and Real Deal both to catch. Wow, Real Deal with plenty of gains right there. Lost a little bit in the chicane though. I think it's gonna be plenty of time to catch. They'll probably get to his bumper, but I'm not sure if they'll be able to pass him with that amount of time. It's all going to be about a mistake too. Whoa, Sector just stopped right in the middle of the track. I think he had a lag out, so drivers trying to watch out for that. Trying to be called out for each other, because you know that would really suck if somebody lost their race because of running into a guy that had to stop mid-track. That would really be unfortunate. 2 laps to go, not that much time left, and things are really closing in. We could easily see a battle for the lead or a battle for second and third here with how close these things are getting. And I think Real Deal, his strategy of letting Luke by really worked out, because it gave him some time to just follow up to the lead, and now it looks like he's really coming into his own, and he's just running like fast laps, you know, firm handshakes, and it's really working out for him. Lighting glitch, and that's going to signal the lag cheese. We're going to have a caution. A lag out, unfortunately, is going to bring that out for us, and we're going to have to get these guys set up. That's going to affect many of the positions. Luke's going to go from second to fourth, and I think some of these back guys got affected as well. Doing a little scroll through here so you guys can see everyone's position. Keep an eye on the lights. We're going to get this race restarted. And the green restart. Here we go. 2 laps to go. We're going to have a green-white checkered on a GP. Oh boy. This is not going to end well, I can tell you that right now. A lot of battles going throughout the bridge. It's going to go down to the cheese, what do I call it? The cheese banger corner. The cheese banger corner, keep an eye on it. And holy crap, what just happened? So much cheese, 4 wides, 3 wides, drivers going down. And Real Deal has somehow ended up with the lead. I have no idea what happened there. We're going to take a look at the instant replay, hopefully get some better insight onto that corner. And yeah, you just see several drivers diving the inside. Definitely, probably some track cuts going on. Puma with a huge track cut right there. You can definitely bet on him being penalized for that, because he just passed 3 or 4 people by cutting the track in the chicane. And this has affected some of these drivers ridiculously. Some drivers from way back have went way up to the front. Some drivers from way up front have gone way to the back. And this is what's unfortunate about GP cautions, is they can just really mess with the results of the race. It looked like we were going to have a good 3-way battle, maybe on the white flag lap without a caution. Then a caution comes out and it completely messes up everything. Hunter going down, Justice, 2 drivers going off track. I don't know what's going on at this point. It's literally every man for himself. Absolute chaos. Throughout all this, Real Deal has found himself in the lead, and he has never won a moto or an overall in Halo 5 yet, so he is trying his hardest to hold on to this. That was a big corner right there. Ran it perfectly. Oh, huge slide job action. Looks like Luke's going to get around Puma, possibly Camby. And Vulcan with a huge takeout on Elite. Wow. That was ridiculous. You could tell Vulcan at that point just didn't care. He just wanted to get that takeout, and that's all he wanted. He knew his race was over. He's like, all right, I'm getting my revenge, and that's it. That is essentially what that came down to. But we're going to go back to the lead. And Real Deal is so close, so close. He's got Roman right on his bumper, and you can tell Roman's probably frustrated. I mean, he's had the lead the entire race, but now it's going to be for nothing. It's going to be for a second place, and Real Deal's going to take the win. Ridiculous finish here at Guerco. We're going to get the results on the screen right for you. No lineup afterwards because everybody was pretty pissed. Understandably so, as was I. You know, it happens, but there's the race. It ended up, it made for an interesting finish, I guess. So, hope you enjoyed that race. I promise the second moto is even cheesier.